What is CUT? The Carbon Utility Token? CUT is a digital carbon registry built on the Ethereum ERC20 standard that is designed to make buying, selling, and retiring carbon credits more transparent, flexible, and accessible. The CUT project supports renewable and carbon capture technologies that reduce and stop CO2 from entering the atmosphere. And by using CUT, we increase funding for positive environmental initiatives around the world. Climate change is one of the most pressing challenges of our time, and one of the most damaging drivers of climate change is methane, a colorless and odorless gas that comes from industrial facilities like landfills, petrochemical factories, the production and transport of fossil fuels, as well as large livestock and agricultural farms. Methane is a potent greenhouse gas, which is over 20 times more harmful to the environment than carbon, and it affects climate change by contributing to increased global warming. As a result, many countries are beginning to require companies that produce methane to capture and dispose of it under strict regulations. When companies capture and destroy methane, they can generate carbon offsets that can be sold to other businesses. So why would a company or organization buy these carbon offsets from a methane producer like a landfill? Because carbon offsets allow companies to invest in positive environmental projects around the world in order to offset their own carbon footprints. But there are some problems. Right now, the carbon offset market is growing, but flawed in three critical areas: lack of transparency, and even fraud concerning how offsets are sourced, acquired, and retired. For example, a recent report in the Guardian newspaper cited scientific studies that claim up to 95% of carbon offset projects do not offer real emissions reductions. Double and triple counting retired offsets is a common problem due to the lack of chain of custody and retirement documentation that is available to purchasers of offsets. Regulatory uncertainty and lack of policy cohesion across geographies is another major hurdle facing traditional offset buyers and sellers. Here's where CUT, the Carbon Utility Token, comes in. First, CUT owns and controls our own offsets. We have tokenized over 500,000 tons of methane emission offsets directly from landfill and biomass site owners across the world. Carbon utility tokens are generated only after CO2 has been destroyed, which further validates the direct impact of the token. In fact, we have already retired more than 5 million kilograms of carbon offsets using the Carbon Utility Token. Second, CUT utilizes blockchain-based smart contracts to track and verify every carbon utility token that is retired. By tokenizing carbon offsets, we ensure that everyone is tied to the actual power project that created it, and we prevent the fraud of double or triple counting of resale or retirement. In addition, CUT owners can have complete transparency through the use of public Ethereum blockchain and the company's real-time online dashboard. Lastly, CUT is fully regulated and legally recognized as a utility token through its incorporation in Liechtenstein under the Blockchain Act. CUT's compliance with the Blockchain Act is important because MiCA, Markets in Crypto Asset Regulation, which just passed in the EU, is based on the Blockchain Act, and it aims to clearly regulate distributed ledger technology and virtual asset regulation in the European Union (EU). This clear regulatory framework in a widely known internationally recognized institutional jurisdiction makes CUT unique in the Web3 and ReFi space. The Carbon Utility Token CUT is available to buy, trade, retire, and sell in several places, and an up-to-date list of which can be found on the project's website, cut.eco.